Pathways. What a great name and a great concept that our staff came up with to try to keep everybody informed of what's going on during these crazy COVID times that we're going through. This meeting will focus on CityLab's architecture pathway, and we're excited to share with you what our students are learning and how CityLab is impacting their future lives. Please note the session is being recorded. Our foundation board consists of 25 members. Our advisory council has over 75 members and over 50 other individuals and organizations that are involved in making CityLab the exemplary school it has become. Your engagement provides unique opportunities for CityLab and has a vital impact on our students. I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for your partnership with CityLab. You make all the difference for us. And now I'd like to introduce CityLab's fearless leader, Principal Lynn Smith.
Thank you, Jim, and good morning to everyone. So happy to be here. This would typically be one of those mornings where people can come to the school and we can walk them around and be able to see everybody and see you personally. But with COVID and these COVID times, we figured this was the best we could do at this point. So I do have on today just some wonderful teachers and students that you'll get to hear from. But before that, I just want to take a moment and thank our foundation board for all their hard work. We cannot do this work without them. The foundation board was just able to achieve a $25,000 grant from the Communities Foundation of Texas to help our students with social and emotional learning. It's called our Student Resilience Center. So we're very excited about that, to put that in place, especially during these difficult times for students. I do want to tell you just a few major highlights. First of all, we have over 275 students at our campus. So we're 25 students away from being completely full. So we're very excited about our numbers this year, especially during a COVID time and a recruitment season that we had to do virtually. And we're also excited about some of the events that are going on. We're trying to do some things for kids. Typically, CityLab is our students learn in the city, and with Dallas ISD in what they call the red zone right now, we cannot go on field trips. So we are bringing field trips to us. We're bringing people to us and trying to give the kids the best experience possible. Mr. Oswaldo Rivera Ortiz, which you'll hear in a moment, put together a parking day since the city didn't have their parking day this year, and he was able to give the students experience of how you can bring a parking lot into life by activating it. So that was a really fun time, and the students did it and put it on. We'll be doing some we just had our Mexican American Heritage Month, where Heritage Day, where the students actually brought their quinceanera dresses and had a fashion show for our other students. So that was a lot of fun. So just a lot of great things going on at CityLab, but I'm not going to get too in the weeds with the architecture because I really want you to hear from my experts, and those are my teachers and my students. So I'm going to turn this over to Oswaldo Rivera Ortiz and Rachel Hardaway, two teachers that I recruited heavily, and I'm so pleased that they are here at my school. Rachel Hardaway has been with me for 3 years, and she was recruited from the industry. She had 7 years in the industry, and I just knew the minute she walked into the school and told the students how she built her own house, that it was important that I let my students see her every day. So I'm very happy she's here with us. Mr. Ortiz, who we recruited from Richardson, and it took us 2 years to recruit him. And he was actually a friend of Peter's, and who Mr. Goldstein is our founders on today. And we recruited him from Richardson, and he had done some just marvelous things there. And he is really, really running the heart and soul of the architecture department as far as making sure the kids are getting as many experiences as they can possible. So with all that said, I'll turn it over to Mr. Ortiz and let him continue on. So thank you all for being here.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry that I have my mask on. Hopefully you can hear me clearly. Thank you, Ms. Smith, for the kind words. We appreciate that and the support that the board and the foundation gives us. It's big time needed, and it goes directly to the students. So that's the most important thing. So today I'm going to share my presentation really quick here. I'm going to start with something you might have seen in the past, so you might be really familiar with this. If at any time you have a question, you have a comment, please stop me, let me know, and we'll clarify. CityLab has been a part of downtown for the last 4.5 years. We focus on architecture, urban planning, and environmental sustainability, environmental science, but we do way more than just those 3 pathways. Of course, you can imagine a school of this type, small school that focuses on the community, focuses on projects, and using the city as this experimental place, will have many different pieces. And the most important one is the 6 C's that our founders put together, Mr. Goldstein and Ms. Lorena Toffer. The 6 C's, we always have them big here. So if you can see my camera, they're back there: creativity, commitment, community collaboration, compassion, and citizenship. That's something that we train our students at the beginning of the year and throughout the projects that we host in the different pathways. So CityLab is part also of a network of many different architecture high school programs around the state and around DFW. And the importance of this is that we have all the teachers, high school teachers, sharing their knowledge, and we sharing our experiences with them. Opportunities, scholarships, competitions, things like that. We just completed a shelter competition at the state level for architecture at the state conference, the first ever high school competition that they host. And we had almost 100 submissions from all across the state. So we're working directly with the state level professionals. One of the projects that we participate every year is Parking Day. Last year, because of COVID, it was canceled, but they did a virtual project. And one of our students, Elhanan Geller, he was able to win the honorable mention with his project of bringing right here in our school, besides the school, a way to connect our environmental sustainability program to the homeless people and the people that work in our area. Let's see if it wants to go. Okay. But this year, Parking Day was not celebrated at all. So we thought, oh, what can we do? Can we join another school? Can we do something else? And we thought, the students actually put together this idea of, let's do our own Parking Day. So together with, we have a club called the Makers Club, and some of our classes, architecture classes as well, together with the urban planning and environmental sustainability classes, we put together our own Parking Day in September, the 3rd Friday of September, as many people around the world. And we got donations and lent different parts, models from Page, the big letters from La Terra Studio, DLR, the firm. They also put together their own parklet, and we had a blast on that Friday. Students enjoyed. We had rotations of students coming in and out. They played, they planted. We also had Ruibal's, the nursery by the farmers market. They lent us 40 plants. We transformed that parking lot into a livable, enjoyable, active space, not just for cars just to hang out there, but for the students to really enjoy it. And this part of the creations of the students. On another front, we also have the opportunity to do. I'm trying to move this little thing. I don't know if it is in the way or not. Last year we had the opportunity to participate in the Association for Learning Environments Impact Award, and we got the first place in that one as well. Patricia Lopez, one of our seniors this year. Last year she won this award, and we are in the way to design and build this compote, which is focused on the students that might be suffering throughout the day from anxiety, sometimes depression, sometimes having a bad day, for them to have a calm space to just breathe and maybe talk with their colleagues or with the staff here. This year, actually, we are participating again, and we have 6 different proposals for this. We just submitted them 2 Fridays ago, so we're waiting in November to hear the results of that. We also participate with Urban ULI, Urban Plan, which is the project that they put together, designing and planning a downtown. We did that last year, and this year we're doing it in 3 different classes. We're starting that in November with one of my practicum classes. I'm going to stop here really quick before I continue, and I'm going to let Ms. Hardaway share a little bit of the things that she does, and then I'm going to jump in the rest of it. Okay. So let me stop sharing. Go ahead, Ms. Hardaway.
Okay, so yes, this is my third year teaching at CityLab. As Ms. Smith said, that I practiced for 7 years. And when I first came on board, I taught Architecture Design 1 and Architecture Design 2. For the last 2 years, I've been teaching Principles of Architecture and Design 2, Architectural Design 2. And so I would say the focus of the classes that I teach is to equip the students in their design thinking strategies. So we focus on basic elements and principles of design in order to know how to create different prototypes for different projects that we work on. And so one of the repeated projects that I have my students work on, we partner with Envision Dallas, formerly known as Dallas Lighthouse for the Blind, just to explore sensory architecture. So using your 5 different senses to explore space. And so other things that we focus on are the principles and the elements of design. And usually we build these skill sets in the fall so that in the spring we roll out into more of a design project where we partner in the past with HKS. And so last year, Foundation Board put us in contact with James McGee, a community liaison who paired us with HKS to do an adaptive reuse project in Oak Cliff. And so from there, HKS provided incentives for our students to gain experience and an internship for the summer, which Adriana, who will later join us, was a part of that class that participated in the design competition and can speak to her experience on that. And so, yeah, so we're just hoping for more opportunities for students to kind of show what they're learning in architecture and their design thinking skill sets that would be helpful for them in the next phase of life.
Perfect. I'm going to continue briefly here, and then we're going to hear from Bella Oliver, who we have here. We have some traveling opportunities also as part of immersion. Ms. Smith and I were planning in the spring, hopefully, to put together something for the students to travel, hopefully, to Chicago. That's one of the first options. We're working on that. We're excited about that part. And then we also do something outside of school, nothing to do with the school or the district, to try to allow families and students to provide for a traveling opportunity. And that one is like this 3 to Europe, the Caribbean, and to Japan in the next couple of years. These are some examples of trips to Puerto Rico that I've had with students in the past. And I try to show this to my students to get them excited about what's out there waiting for them and for their families. Some of the projects that Adriana worked in the past as well when she was in 9th grade, she's a senior right now. Hopefully she get a chance to go a little bit more in depth about this project. Mr. Goldstein, do you have 20 seconds to share a little bit about this one?
Yes, sure, thanks. Good morning, everyone. This was Adriana's brilliant scheme for the Pittman design project that we worked on, actually with Rachel when she was still practicing over at Perkins and Will. William Sidney Pittman was one of the most important architects here in our state, and the students were able to investigate his life and contributions and create a memorial to him.
Thank you for that. These are some samples of the different doodling, sketching opportunities when the students interact with professionals. These are from some panels we had in the past and some speakers. Some of the types of brainstorming and project development is not just the visual pieces, but also how to go deeper on the issues that a community is facing. So this one is from Jubilee Park, which is north of Fair Park, a project that students focus on what are the issues that are still lingering in that community and how we can propose different ideas. This one is to create little opportunities for little artists, that's the acronym LOLA, for children in the community to have access to art and self-expression. We also collaborate with AIA Dallas and with the ADEX in different projects and opportunities they put together. We work with them on the summer camps And these are some opportunities for the parents and the students to do at home. And we also have the college fair that happened last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago, sorry. And it was a blast. We had more than 30 colleges, schools of architecture coming, and that includes different degrees, construction, environmental, landscape, different areas, interiors as well. So this is in a nutshell what we do. Environmental sustainability is Ms. Garner, urban planning, Ms. Sayeda, Mr. Good this year, and architecture, Ms. Hardaway and myself. And these are the areas that we want to focus on. So I'm going to quickly say, I want to expose students to as many things related to architecture as possible. And we dive into the aspects that you see on the right side. And for Ms. Hardaway, you also have it there. But now I want to hear from one of our students here, Ms. Bella Oliver. She's going to talk a little bit about her experiences in the last 2 years in the architecture program. And here you go, ma'am. Stop sharing.
Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Bella Oliver. I'm a senior in the architecture pathway. And just kind of going over some things that I really like about the architecture program is, first, I really enjoy the opportunities we get. Like right now, I'm doing a dual credit opportunity with UTA, and that like opportunity is just helping me like figure out if I want to pursue architecture, but also get me more interested in architecture, which I really enjoy having those little opportunities and immersing myself in that field. One of the projects we just completed a while ago was called a shelter project. So we chose like an area, multiple areas, and we kind of decided who do you want to help? Oh, okay, sorry. So for the shelter project, we basically chose like our demographic, who do you want to help? We chose people who are who survived like trafficking and need a place to like stay or need a safe like pod. So we made these like little pod areas that are like kind of next to gas stations, so they can go in there, rest, and also call, like there's a first aid kit and they can call for like help. And I really enjoyed that. We like made a presentation, we made models. I really enjoy the model making and just kind of like sketching up the ideas. Should I go over the internship? Yeah. Okay. Also, one of the things I was able to do last summer was a 6-week internship program with Ho Global, and it's a real estate development firm. And just kind of going into that field, real estate, I never really realized how much real estate and architecture kind of need to connect with each other. And I was actually put into a room with real estate people, architectures, urban planners, and like just hearing them collaborate and talk, it was amazing, just like being in that setting. And I enjoy all the opportunities here and being able to explore my path, and not just architecture, but like take a piece of every pathway, which I really enjoy, because they make sure that we get to kind of interact with other pathways. Like we're working with environmental and urban planner students right now. We're doing a group project, which is really amazing.
Thank you very much, Bella. So with that, I'm going to leave it open to anyone that has any questions, anyone that wants to make any comments. Last one thing that I want to say is, in CityLab, yes, we had the 3 pathways. As I said before, we have many other things. But one of the things that we're trying to focus a little bit more this year is each student, it's like they have more at stake than a career here, right? Many of them are coming from different backgrounds and different situations, that it's not like in college that you just give them what they're supposed to get and that's it. And if they don't want it, that's it. No, we need to go way deeper, and we need to care about their situation, their families, their context, pretty much. So an opportunity to partner and collaborate with our students directly in projects, or with your time, your talent, your treasure, goes way farther than just a career opportunity. I have Miss Adriana here with us. So Adriana, if you don't mind sharing just a little bit, what are the most amazing experiences you have had in CityLab, and what makes CityLab special? You can see.
Good morning. Experiences at CityLab. That's a good question. Okay, so from my experience, when when I came here, I was trying to do art and I sadly didn't get into school that does art. So I was a little bummed out, but coming here to City Lab really showed me like I really got a chance to be myself in such a small school and like stand out with my artwork. And because of that, I've gotten to be in so many like contests and I've gotten awards for it. Like mock trial last year, I got first place. Even the projects we've done in architecture class, I've learned so much and I've applied those skills that I already have. And it's just like expanded like my horizons with the whole like art and architecture world, which I love. And the student body too here, the kids, they're awesome. Everybody's very accepting. We're all here for each other and it's like a really good community. And I just love it here. Honestly, I couldn't ask for a better high school experience so far. But yeah.
And in the future, what are you interested in?
Oh, I'm interested in doing interior design or graphic design.
And Bella, what are you interested in?
I'm deciding, but architecture is right now what we're sticking to.
That's in a nutshell it. We are 3 minutes away from our deadline. So yes, questions, comments, anyone?
Yeah, I just want to jump in real quickly. A wonderful presentation, you guys, and on a comment that Bella made, and that I know that Mr. Rivera and Ms. Hardaway are both working so hard is kind of on this multidisciplinary, that the students are really getting to look and experience kind of the built environment from lots of different perspectives and lots of different classes. So I want to applaud you guys for that. Because I know that really, as Adriana said, kind of expands their horizons, and these experiences are so critical as they move forward and make decisions about their own passions and what kind of careers they want to pursue. Also, one more thing, these partnerships, I heard that come up several times, HKS, Perkins and Will, Lighthouse for the Blind, the Nasher, I think, is involved in that this year. What these students do and having the connection to the real world is so critical through the foundation board. So thanks to you all for that.
So now we would like to introduce the foundation board president for this year, Mr. Jared Davis. He has been, before he started, he was already contacting us and working with us. So thank you very much, sir, for your openness and your willingness to collaborate with us.
Thank you so much for those kind words, Mr. Ortiz and Ms. Hardaway and Principal Smith this morning. And of course, our students for such an outstanding presentation, giving us a preview into the architecture pathway. Again, to our advisory council co-chairs, Jill Magnuson and Jim Wilson, thank you all so much for organizing this event, because we recognize as a foundation board that it's critically important to have a line of sight and perspective into each of the pathways at CityLab High School. I think to the founder, Mr. Goldstein, your remark about the partnerships, it's very important in expanding these students' horizons and giving them different opportunities and different advantages of being a CityLab High School student and the experiences that carries. So thank you so much. And to the faculty, it's clear that you have the energy and the drive and the innovative approach to student learning. And I think that's important because that's contagious, because we hear the students embracing the subject matter and embracing the course material. So thank you again for that. And always to our community partners and our industry champions, thank you for your support of student learning. I'm not at all confused about that. Your partnership and your commitment to CityLab High School ensures that we have a much brighter and more vibrant Dallas in the future, because we're impacting not only the built environment, but we're also impacting the next generation of leaders who will lead us in a multitude of different areas. And I think we'll be very proud to say that they were first CityLab High School students in making Dallas such a great place to live. So thank you again. We're looking forward to this is part one. So I remind everyone, please register if you've not already for part 2 of this series on November 2nd. On November 9th. Part 2 is on November 9th, and we will focus on urban planning. So thank you again for your attendance today and for your commitment. And I wish you a very great day today.